You demand Israel to stop killing civilians as a Security Council, but it targets them in their shelters and tents. You demand Israel to allow food and medicine in, but it ensures that famine and diseases spread. You demand Israel to treat Palestinian prisoners humanely, but it tortures them and allows the Israeli jailers to rape and abuse their Palestinian hostages.
No matter how many times our enemies attempt to destroy us, no matter how many times the UN slanders us and distorts reality, we will stay in our homeland and we will prevail.
You call on it to stop its settlements, but it rapidly accelerates its colonization of Palestinian land. You urge Israel to uphold the historic status quo at the holy sites, but its ministers and settlers desecrate the Al-Haram al-Sharif each time more openly and provocatively.
Did you learn nothing from Hamas's lies about Al-Ahli Hospital or from their lies about Al-Shifa Hospital, which they also used as their headquarters?
There is nothing that can justify Israeli actions. Nothing. And don't anyone dare say this is about the hostages. It's not about the hostages. It became apparent long ago that this Israeli government could care less about them. The hostages know it. Their families know it. You know it in the Security Council. Israel is killing them, abandoning them, playing with their lives.
In which other context would the international community rush to propagate the lies of a terrorist organization attempting to malign a democratic state, as we take every possible measure to minimize collateral damage, while Hamas uses civilians as human shields, deliberately putting them in harm's way?
Something horrific is happening. The memory of the Holocaust, instead of serving as an unbreachable barrier against the commission of atrocities, has been instrumentalized to justify their commission. How is this possible? 10 months later.
Just 80 years ago, the Nazi Minister of Propaganda, Joseph Goebbels, used the language of race science as his weapon against the Jewish people, poisoning the minds of the German people. Joseph Goebbels' ilk, the people who are ideologically his descendants, are alive and well, sadly. Only now it is Hamas using the language of humanitarian and international law and modern blood libels to vilify Israel.
Just consider for one moment the sheer agony and despair that our people have suffered all these long months of deprivation and devastation lashed upon them while the world watched and left them to suffer, starve, and die.
I have been immensely proud to represent my country here. The most moral country in the world. The most moral country in the world. You listen, Palestinian representative.
Something terrible is happening in Israel. Something that has made justifying genocide, famine, and gang rape mainstream ideology.
The terrorist organization that this guy represents here and tyrannical regimes should be condemned, not protected, and that Israel should be praised. We are today the vanguard of civilization. We are the vanguard of civilization. But until then, Am Israel Chai. Thank you, Mr. President.